everybody, welcome in. Let's get into this latest update on Nicola Bulley, the 45-year-old mother of two who was walking her dog Willow in St. Michael's on the Wear River, and she just vanished. And with that, let's get into it. Let's have a look of Nicola's partner, Paul Ansel, when he goes to the park in St. Michael's where Nicola was last seen. And then he stands in front of the bench and he has a conversation with Mr. Falding. There is something about him that just rubs me completely the wrong way. And maybe it was his interview. No pleas for Nicola, but it's something. Maybe you guys can help me out and drop them comments below. Let's talk about Nicola partner real quick. The partner of missing mom, Nicola Bulley, has been asked if the 45-year-old has any enemies or stalkers, as an expert fears she could have been kidnapped. Mr. Falding said, "I spoke to Paul last night and asked him if she had any enemies, any stalkers, the normal questions you would ask, and nothing. He said no. And she was totally normal that day when she left, and nothing out of the ordinary." Let's have a listen to Mr. Falding's interview when he was in St. Michael's, Lancashire, England.
So we've ruled out the main area. That was what I call the hot spot, where Nicola was phone was last seen, and obviously adjacent to the field where she was. And then we've gone right up the river, just in case this event, for some other reason, another line of inquiry takes place. And we've cleared that whole stretch of river extremely thoroughly with police divers. And we have done what we come to do to actually clear that for the family and the police. That's done. The lower section of the river going down to the sea, the police are working on that today. They've got the police underwater search team, they've got search officers, there's Coast Guard working down there as it goes out into the estuary. So that is the focus of the police operation. The police are continuing their investigation down the river, which leads eventually out to the estuary. And that's obviously still open to inquiry, or they're still gathering their other information, what I can't discuss, and I don't know. So that at the moment the focus is still on the tidal river, but the tidal river, because it's very shallow in places and it obviously rises and drops to shallow water, deep water, there's still no sign of Nicola. And we've run the side scan sonar from here down to the next bridge, which is about 3 or 4 miles. And again, there is no sign of Nicola in that particular area. We've cleared completely the area where the bench is, about a mile up from the bench, but around where the phone was initially found. So we've done very thorough searches all the way down to the weir. The police divers have dived it 3 times extremely thoroughly, and they are highly competent, and we are, and that area is completely negative. There is no sign of Nicola in that particular area. I mean, I've said this and I've said it many times, normally a drowning victim goes to the bottom. There was a bit of flow on the river that day. I wasn't here on the day when it happened, but normally we recover them in a few meters. My only point is there that the police divers did thoroughly search that stretch of water, highly competent search in that part of the river. And then obviously you've got the weir in the way. So if Nicola has managed to get in, and we some of us, we're not always right, we do our best, but if Nicola has managed to get over the weir and she's gone down that way, then that I would have thought that she would have surfaced by now and been found by dog walkers. That's my honest opinion, because most bodies are found by members of the public. Where we have suicides, they just come up in the river, and the public have an unfortunate find. And that's what I'm surprised about, that Nicola hasn't been found so far. I said that if Nicola's here, I'll find her. If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. I can guarantee you that. She wouldn't have. We would have found her, and she's not there in that section of the river up there. If she is down that section, the lower section, right the way down where we haven't searched, that's not my responsibility. That's the police's responsibility to do that area. Normally we find them, but this is an unusual situation, and hopefully Nicola will appear somewhere or pop up somewhere. I don't know, but with that, I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest.
This is an image of the equipment that Mr. Falding uses, and the two key things that I took out of that were Nicola is not in that river, or she would have been found, and there is something that he is not allowed to discuss. That I wish I knew. Let's go listen to a little message from Leanne Grace, a very close friend of Nicola's, who now lives in Australia. She is begging the police and the public to consider other angles. She's insisting there was no evidence to back up the theory that Nicola fell into the river. I agree with you, Leanne Grace. Despite the police saying that Nicola may have fallen into the water, please be aware that there is no evidence to back this up. Grace wrote on her Facebook wall, there are still other avenues that have not yet been explored. How many of you that are watching this video believe that she fell in that river and she is still in that river 13 days later and she has not surfaced yet? I myself do not think she's in the river. So Peter Falding says, I personally don't think she's in the river. It's just my gut instinct at this point. After 25 years of doing this kind of work, after hundreds of cases, I am well and truly baffled. Having failed to find her after 2 days, he believed a third party was responsible for the disappearance. Police have expanded their inquiry after confirming via closed circuit television that Nicola did not leave the field near the river. Officers asked drivers and bikers with dashcam footage to share it, as the field itself sits within a CCTV blind spot. A friend of the family, now this is another friend, not Leanne, but I'm not going to say her name, wrote online that the use of CCTV was why the police had never suspected Nicola's partner in the case. Wow. I have been thinking that for a while now. Something about him. And look at his eyes and look at Chris Watts' eyes. It's almost like they're twins by another mother. I don't know. He is, something about him is bizarre. But that is it, guys, for this update. I am checking all the time and hopefully praying that she is found safe somehow by a miracle. And with that, it is a wrap. Everyone, thank you for coming in. Please make sure you click that like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications so you do not miss the next time we drop a video or go live. Everybody, have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.